Cliff Sims, our guest. Quite the interesting life. One Cliff Sims.
Is he the most interesting man now?
I think
in real life,
we could make a case for that.
So Cliff, you're out of politics. You're out of Washington. You're out of the White House, and then you show back up at the Department of National Intelligence, which is a kind of a new creation that was meant to oversee all of our intelligence, which includes CIA, FBI. And now, tell us a little bit about how you got in that job and what you did, and then we're going to ask you about the TikTok
when I was
UFO.
when I was in the White House, one of the things that I did regularly was run confirmations. So Mike Pompeo, Secretary of State, I ran his Senate confirmation.
Now, what does that entail?
Well,
Tell
you got to get senators to vote for somebody to let them be in the cabinet.
So
basically,
you have to introduce them. You have to highlight them. You have to lobby for their passing.
That's right.
Kind of
and I dealt with a lot of the communications aspects of that, dealing with the media and that kind of thing. So I did that for John Ratcliffe for his Director of National Intelligence confirmation, and we got really close and really great guy. And so he asked me to come in, what I consider coming in. And initially I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, when else in life, right? You know, I'm going to say no to going and being able to go to DNI and walk up and down the halls of the CIA every day. And like, you know, so
I mean, that's Spook Central, man. I mean, that's big time.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up back in there.
So come clean about the UFOs.
The report that had to be made available to the public by the order of the president.
It's a little bit of a dud.
Well, it came through DNI. They were the overseeing source of that. And tell us a little bit about that, and what the heck are these Tic Tac UFOs that we can't get a handle on?
I'll cut straight to the chase. First of all, we call them UAPs,
right?
Unmanned Aerial Phenomenon. They're real in the sense that there are things in the sky that we don't fully understand. And some of these are captured, you know, via videos that you have seen. Others are captured in different ways, sensors that we have, things that are anomalies that are very difficult to explain. And John Ratcliffe made the point on a Fox News interview. For example, an object that breaks the sound barrier without making a sonic boom. Okay, we don't know how that would technologically. How could that be? And there are
it
other
seems to go
things
against our
like
physics as we know it.
Yeah. So there are things like that exist that the government is not sure what to make of. That's really about all I can say about it. But
by the way, I felt volume knobs being turned up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get asked about this more than anything.
I know.
I know you got a phone call or two about it.
Yeah.
So Cliff, let me ask you this. So the so-called Tic Tac UFOs, we have F-16, F-18 pilots that record these things, and they can't catch them. They can't outmaneuver them. They seem to make moves that are too fast and have too many G's. And as you said, they're breaking the sound barrier without a boom. So what? I mean, we don't want you to give away anything here you're not supposed to.
I prefer not to go to prison, but I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to be mindful of that. But what are we supposed to make of this? So, would these be more like, how big were they in real physical size? Are they more like a drone or are they like a ship?
Well, I mean,
based on what on public information,
drone or aircraft.
I'm not without any specific example. You could
just talk about size.
Maybe there could be, could be aircraft, could be drone. Could be, I mean, any number of things that you could think in your mind of possibilities for that, up to and including the old aliens. It could be, whatever.
We realize that's the last fallback position. What is more likely is that there are maybe some, could be a country, something developing here on our own Earth. They're just developing technological advancements that we haven't seen yet.
And frankly, to me, that is scarier than the aliens. It's whatever. Right. Because like if China or Russia had made some technological leap that far surpassed us to that degree, we got a lot more to worry about than
whether
ET has. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the other thing is it possible? You won't be able to answer this, but if you say I can't answer, that's fine. Is it possible that we're doing it, and this is advancements we're making? Some people are in the loop, and some people aren't.
We have a history of that.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no.
Okay.
I mean,
that's a fair answer.
Yeah.
Because we know back when the stealth and the the B-2 bomber was developed, that those things were flown in certain areas at certain times to get feedback and say, they were trying to suppress the sound of it. And when people said, "Oh, it moved through the air, we didn't hear anything," they go, "Well, mission accomplished."
Well, I'll give you a great example. So this is going to be kind of random, but at the CIA, they have a museum inside the CIA that's not open to the public. You can't see it unless you get into the CIA, you know? But there are a lot of interesting historical spy type things in there.
Could you get us in?
Much like the Oval Office after hours thing that we did.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Let's see what happens.
Cliff, I did go to the Spy Museum in D.C., and that was pretty interesting.
I haven't gone, but I've heard it's really cool.
Yeah.
But in there, what will tell us?
Well, so they have all these historical things, and one of them I remember distinctly is a fish. It looks like a fish that is basically a robot that somebody could remote control or whatever, and you could take it wherever you wanted to go and surveil in whatever ways you'd want to surveil. And when I was looking at it, they had a date on it. And I want to say, if I remember correctly, we're talking 1960s, 1970s.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And so if you think about the type of technology that existed at that people would have been like, what
there?
on? Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Who got a picture in the CIA?
Oh, my
So,
gosh.
I mean, they
had a spy camera.
They released it. Yeah, exactly.
You were just saying for the 60s, that was so far out?
correct.
So how
like,
far out are we now?
imagine the
Yeah.
things that we know about that are mind-blowing if you knew the things you don't know about. So, I mean, my point is there are technologies that exist that would boggle the mind right now that we have. And there are other countries that are, that are catching
keep
up
up.
in some ways and are, whatever. So you could imagine that could be possible. But some of the things that we're seeing, anomalous activity in the sky, it would be very difficult to imagine that anybody has made that technological leap, and certainly without us being aware of it.
Well, you've done it now. That statement right there.
There it is.
What you've just said, because that's all that some people needed to hear. You know
I'm
what?
not saying there's aliens. I don't know.
Can I tell you how
I'm
that's
saying
going to be
we don't
interpreted,
know.
though? I was listening to Rick and Bubba's show. Let me tell you what this one guy said, and he knows.
Let me tell you this. I don't know.
No, he
you
don't.
know?
But
I don't know.
what you're saying is fair. I mean, the only options, we've said this on there, this is not top secret. This is just logic. The only options we have of the things that have now even been released to us is either we have technologically made some advancements that we're testing, and we want to get everybody's feedback on it. Other countries have made technological advancements that are ahead of us, or it's something from another planet. Those are the three options right there. And then you
And
have
they were
to-
showing up every day. I mean, routinely for a while. It wasn't even, will we see them? They're out there every day, and we couldn't do anything with them.
I will say, if it's from another planet, whatever planet this is we've been dealing with, they really procrastinate.
They've been toying with us.
They will
All the
not
way
make
back
a decision.
to Barney Hill.
They can't make a decision.
Rick and Bubba.